Tuesday, the 23rd of July 2019. You're watching QBC Inspiring Uganda, and this is Business Today. My name is Rowena Kajumba. We'll be jumping straight into our insight this particular morning because we have an amazing guest with us here. I, for one, keep talking about women and empowering them economically and what it means to us at the end of the day. Now, when we push for women, it doesn't mean we've left the men behind. And the amazing lady did mention that as well yesterday when we were having a discussion, that it's okay for us to push for empowering of our young girls and women, but it doesn't mean we leave the men behind, because we need to be balanced and quite sensitive. With me in studios is Hajjat Ssebyala, and of course she has a huge story for us here, a journey that she's taken over the years, and we must identify the fact that she did scoop the continent's highest insurance accolade, that is the 2019 Africa Insurance Personality of the Year Award, the AIO Hall of Fame, and she did bring back the glory to Uganda here, and of course the Uganda insurance industry. We've always talked about how insurance, where insurance has come from, is it something we've really adjusted to and accepted? That, you know, so these are some of the things that really, for me, I feel are very, very important. You're very welcome, Hajjat.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
And good morning, everybody. Good morning, our listeners. Good morning to you, young lady, my host.
Yes.
Very excited to be here this morning.
And I, for one, am excited as well, because you have had a journey that many may think it's just of late that we are starting to see things like this. Especially, let us start with how you started out in your insurance journey, because that one for itself, we are just beginning to adopt to insurance, but you're someone who said, no, this is something I need to get into.
Okay. I have a very long and exciting journey in insurance. But if we start from there, we may miss something.
Okay.
I am from Gomba. Gomba is about 70 kilometers west of Kampala. It's quite far from Kampala. However, I did my primary school in Gomba. I'm not a Kampala person.
You're not a Kampala person.
Yeah, I thought we should start from there. Because people think it's only Kampala people who go to these big schools in Kampala who would excel. I went to Gomba, Nachiju Primary School, and to show that, I brought my P7 certificate,
Awesome.
Which I thought I should show you. This is my primary 7 certificate in Nachiju, in Gomba. So that's where my education journey started. After that, I went to Makerere College School. After college school in 1972, I went to Makerere University. Then during our days in 1982, when I graduated, the employers would look for us from university. So an employer in insurance came looking for me, and was taken on by Haji Kawesi, who was then heading Minet's insurance brokers, and I started as an insurance broker in 1982. 1982 up to 1992, I was a broker, but then I joined insurance company, Pan World Insurance, in 1982, after which I took a retirement in 2004. And I started insurance consultancy. And along the journey, I started working as a project manager for Uganda Reinsurance Company. It is the only reinsurance company in Uganda, and as its project manager, I moved it from a project to an insurance company, which we are very proud of now. After that, right now where I am, I joined the Insurance Regulatory Authority of Uganda as the deputy chair. That appointment is by the Minister of Finance. I first appointed in 2014 for a 3-year term, which expired. And because we performed well, I was given another term. Which is expiring next year. But with these awards, probably the Honorable Minister may consider, yes. That's briefly my insurance journey. But I have, it's a very, very long one. I've just made it
quite brief indeed.
Brief,
so, what drove you to this? Because we're looking at probably a time where, yes, there are women like you who wanted to move and make changes and empower themselves. But how easy was it for you around that time to get yourself in there and also, you know, take on the winds?
It was not very easy, but then I'm also not an easy person. I'm not an easy person at all. So what happened when I joined the insurance broking, I was sponsored to go to UK in 1975, and I went aboard Uganda Airlines to UK to study insurance. So the school was called London School of Insurance, and I became a chartered insurer of the UK, and that is, I'm the first female professional insurer in Uganda, and that opened up so many doors for me, being the first professional female insurer. So now ladies knew that it is possible for a woman to be a professional insurer. It is a hard course, but then you really need to be hard and work hard also. Men have brains, and women have brains. If a man can do it, so a woman can do it. And that's what I believe in. So when I became a professional, that was now another milestone that opened so many doors for me. And that's part of the journey that takes me here.
To where you are now. And I must say congratulations on this.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Very interesting here. The fact that you decided to take on this, many people, regardless of the opportunity, would say, will I do this? You know, will I be able to do this? You'd be scared of the unknown. Were you at some point thinking twice about these opportunities that you kept getting and saying, how is this going to affect me at the end of the day?
No, I'm never scared of anything, because if you're a leader and you are scared, how about the people you are leading? They also get scared. I've been a leader from a very young age, and my belief is that a leader is the one who knows the way, and the leader must go the way, and the leader must show the way. What do I mean by that? As a leader, you must know the way. That means you must have the competencies to take the route, to take the journey. So you must make sure that you have those competencies. If you have gaps in your competencies, make sure that you fill those gaps through continuous improvement. And what do I mean by a leader going the way? Leader, you must lead by example. You must have, your compass should point north. Your integrity must not be doubted at any point as a leader. So you must lead by example. And how do I mean by going the way? I mean showing the way. The people you lead, you must take them along. They must, you must see you as an example. So, but then if you're a leader and people are not following you, I think then you're just walking alone. So
it doesn't even make you
it doesn't make you
leader.
Yes,
indeed.
That's
so you're very passionate about gender equality and of course empowering, looking at economic empowerment for women. Tell me more about this. Gender equality and equity, because so many times people tend to mix up the two.
Gender equality is giving all of us equal opportunity. That is gender equality. However, gender equity, you find that ladies need affirmative action because we have been disadvantaged for a long time. Previously, even in education, some parents would send boys to school and some parents will leave girls to get married at a very early stage. So this is why women need affirmative action to come to the same level as their counterparts. And that is the equity bit of it. So the equality, they leave you, but the man is far, far ahead. So if you start running and the man is ahead and you are behind here, that is the equality. You never catch up with them, because you already have advantages. But then this lady must have an affirmative action. And you see, the other thing I'll give you, if in school, if there was a misfortune and a schoolboy misbehaved with a schoolgirl, the schoolgirl would get pregnant and get out of school. the boy will continue, certainly. So you've got to have that gap covered. And that is the equity part of it. And the other thing that I'm fighting for is parity, gender parity. To have like men, same male, same female. Like here in UBC, I don't know how you are set up, but if you have a managing director male, the deputy must be female. But if you have, could even have the MD as a female, why not? And then the deputy as a male. That is now the gender parity. We should have equal men and equal women.
But we're not doing so bad. No, we have a number of women here that...
Oh, I'm happy to learn of that. I'm happy, very happy to learn.
We could even be, there could even be inequality. Maybe the women are more.
They are more. But you find that the women are more in secretarial jobs, in these places of sweeping. But here, where there is...
We're trying. We have some women in top places around here.
I'm very happy with you, BC.
Yes. Now that we're talking women and all of this, let us look at the women in insurance, in Uganda. Yes. This is also something you took on and said, well, now that I am here, yes, let me make a change. Because there are many women that are in places but are not really helping the fellow women, or helping or understanding, or when you get into a place and you help your colleagues also come yes, into the same position. Tell me more about the women in insurance. Okay,
women in insurance, they're about 30% of the gentlemen in insurance. And when we realized that that was the problem, because insurance, women think it's a very, very hard thing. It's very, very hard. So what we did is to form a Women in Insurance organization. We call it WIN. Women in Insurance in Uganda organization. It's supposed to amplify our voice. It's supposed to make sure that we bring in as many women as possible. And for us at the top, whereas we lead by example, we are going to mentor. For me, I'm a professional mentor. I know how to mentor young people, even mature people like myself, who may not be at my level. I mentor them. And the beauty about mentoring, it is a two-way learning. As you mentor a young person, the .coms, you are also learning those .com things. Yeah, because for us,
you're keeping up with it.
Yeah, we may not be the .com. But as you mentor the .com, you are also learning the .com style. They are also learning from you.
Keeping up, yeah.
Keeping up. So this is why we formed the WIN, to make sure that we pull up the women to come to this level, and also to be able to get the awards that I got. I'll tell you about this award, I think, in a minute.
Yes.
If you...
I will definitely let you tell me more about it. Yes. But before we do get into that, you did talk about the appointment that you got from the minister there. And I know, we did have this discussion yesterday, you had a hand in the Insurance Regulatory Authority coming to life.
Oh, the Insurance Regulatory Authority, okay, fine, I'm a board member for now 5 years. However, as I was a consultant, I did a strategic plan as part of the team, as the insurance expert of the team that put in place the strategic plan of the Insurance Regulatory Authority, which has also helped them to come to the next level. No, it's not only the Insurance Regulatory Authority, but also the Insurance Institute of Uganda was the insurance expert in putting together a strategic plan for them. And that plan has helped them to make sure that they have very good training programs, and they have good programs for the insurance industry. So I'm very happy that as part of their journey, I made that milestone, yes.
Indeed. Now, let us look at the African Insurance Organization.
Yes.
And what it stands for and what it means.
Okay. The Africa Insurance Organization is the umbrella body of all insurance players on the continent. It is the umbrella body that brings together all these insurance institutions on the continent. It does hold annual general meetings. They call them general assemblies each year, They also hold conferences each year. It is 47 years old now, and it is very highly regarded. Its headquarters are in Cameroon, Douala, Cameroon. That's where it sits. And it has, it's not like part of AU, but it's almost the same level as the African Union in as far as the insurance industry is concerned. So it's a very highly respected and regarded body on the continent. And it is the awarding body for this one. And yes.
Indeed. So what does this award mean to you? What does it mean at the end of the day, whether it's to you or how you feel it's going to, you know, fall back to the people around you and things like that?
Okay, so before I explain what it means to me, can I say what it is, first and foremost? Can I hold it?
Yeah, it's yours.
Okay. This award is called the AIO Hall of Fame. It is the AIO Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And each year, experts, dignified people, judges from all over Africa sit and select from nominated people from all over Africa. Each year, it is one individual.
Okay.
And who enters the Hall of Fame for AIO, the Africa Continent Hall of Fame. So this year, all the judges unanimously selected Hajjat Ssebyala to enter, that is myself, to enter the Hall of Fame. And thereby, I became Mama Insurance Africa. Before then, I was Mama Insurance. In Uganda, they used to refer to me as Mama Insurance because I'm the first professional female insurer, and I have done a lot for my industry. So they call me Mama Insurance. However, when I got this in Johannesburg, South Africa, because it was in Johannesburg, South Africa, this year where the General Assembly sat, and so they gave it to me in South Africa, and the president of AIO, who is a Ghana lady, handed over this thing to me, and this is the award.
Yes.
And because it is a continental award, so the name of Uganda is now in the Hall of Fame of Africa, in Douala, Cameroon. So it is glory to the whole country. It's not only glory to myself, but it is glory to the insurance industry of Uganda. It is glory to the whole country because our name is there.
Yes.
I'll give you an example of our team, the Cranes, the football team. They brought us glory because they went to the next stage, the group of 16, which was glory to this country. However, Mama Insurance Africa won. For me, I actually brought this glory because I won the AIO Hall of Fame, insurance personality. So Uganda, as Uganda, won. Insurance industry of Uganda won.
Yes.
And the ladies in the insurance industry and the ladies in Uganda generally, including yourself, my host, we all won.
Yes.
And really my family won, and I won, and everybody won.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're
because
going to be,
you cannot, you know, like you can never achieve success acting alone.
No, no.
There are many players who I'll tell you at the end, who I will acknowledge as we conclude, that have helped me along this journey.
To reach where you are.
Yeah, to reach where I am.
So basically we need to appreciate that you need to work with people to get yourself to where you want to be.
Right.
Okay, now we're looking at the fact that you're going to push for Uganda's industry, insurance industry. You will represent Africa as a whole.
Yes.
This must mean so much.
Yes.
To be given that platform.
Exactly. Because I'm going to be the ambassador for AIO in all activities. I'm going to be the Uganda ambassador in insurance in all these activities, which means really a lot. And I'm also planning to form, besides the WIN, Mama Insurance Africa Forum, where I'll specifically mentor women to come to this level, to walk the journey from Gomba, a village person, to come to the glory of Africa. So I think I need to have a forum, which I've started crafting, which will be Mama Insurance Africa, to make sure that I work with so many ladies.
Into that channel.
Yeah, and some gentlemen, of course. I'll not leave them behind.
Yeah, not forgotten.
I'll not forget them. They will come with me. Yes.
Okay. Now, this is a question I don't like asking women who have pushed the boundaries and made sure they empower themselves in any kind of aspect. But many people would have asked you,
Yes.
how have you done this as a woman who has been a family woman? You've been married 32 years, and here you are. Now, this is what I'm going to ask you for, however. So how are you dealing with the fact that people don't seem to understand that your capabilities as a woman, you've done this? You know, people ask this question. It's like the men don't have families. You know, but for a woman, I think because of our setup and societal setting, people would wonder how you've got yourself to that level. But I'll ask you as a person, how have you maintained your discipline to make sure that your family benefits from you and your work benefits from you?
Okay, that's a very wide topic of work-life balance. Very, very wide. However, if I'm just to give you a small tip of what I have done as Hajjat Ssebyala, the key thing is that in marriage, one thing is the creator. You must know that there is God to guide you all through whatever you do in your marriage. And then number two is the choice that you made of a husband. What informed that choice? Now, after you have gone through that choice, then the commitment to your marriage to work is extremely important. Are you committed to this marriage to work? When you are committed, then you've got to find a way of this marriage working. And the way of marriage working, there are many things that we do in a marriage that small things and big things. The biggest thing is communication. There must be communication between you and your spouse. You should be able to communicate. I'm now here in the studio. Hajjat Ssebyala knows that I'm in the studio. But there are some people who say, after all, he will see me on TV.
I know,
yes,
that's why
I know that's where I am. But now he knows that. You may think it is something very small. But communicating is very, very important. Extremely important. And then caring for each other. You know, you may think it is a small thing, but the husband cares for the lady, and the lady cares for the husband. Then children. When you have children, how do you bring up those children? We have children. But our children must be role models also. You will not be an Africa icon, and then you have children who are like...
Who feel neglected.
Who feel neglected, and they do funny things. So how do you bring up the children? You know, there's so many things that, for me, I have in my marriage, but I think those who do. And the other thing, you see me now, I advocate for gender equality, gender everything. But those things are outside my home. They don't cross the gates of my home. The gender equality, because there's somebody who married you. The setting in a marriage is different from the setting outside the marriage. So once you know that somebody married somebody, then that space is different. This business of gender equality, gender something, those ones, I talk about them outside the home. But in the home...
Hajjats, let me ask you. Yes. Doesn't your husband, though, know that you have an opinion and he respects your opinion? Not necessarily you trying to overstep your boundaries.
This is the communication. My husband knows that, first of all, you must have the value. My husband knows that there is value in this passion. So we consult each other. It's not that he dedicates this. No. As we communicate, it is a mutual communication. Mutual communication. And we have quality time as married people. You must find quality time. My daughter, if you're married, you must find quality time for both of you to try. Our quality time is our marriage anniversary. That's the bigger
picture.
Yes, quality time. We try to reflect on the 32 years, the previous year. I think we plan How are we going to go?
Yes.
Yes, and the other thing I said about care, you know, there are ladies who say in Uganda, kasente kange. You know that? Kasente, I don't know in Uganda, because kasente kachikazi. And then they are, if like you have a salary, and then the husband has a salary, and you do not contribute anything in the home, then that one also, your marriage may have problems. But if you communicate, and you know that you are working, or you are a traveling person, there's nothing that stops you if you travel, for instance, like to Johannesburg or wherever, finding a very beautiful shoe and you buy it for your husband. There's nothing. And you know how that renews. Even him, when he travels, you should find something very interesting and bring it and say to you, Hajjat, I know, I found this. Yeah, even when you don't travel, you can go back home. You can send him a WhatsApp. You can send the small things that you can do. Yes.
But then every time I think where the challenge is, every time we think of economically empowering women,
Yes.
they forget that now that you're economically empowered, you can also contribute.
Yes.
I think that's where the problem begins from. We keep our money aside,
Yes.
and we want everything else to be done by the people around us.
Yeah, well, if you don't have mutual communication within your family, that happens. I know of ladies who have put up bungalows, and the husbands are not even aware that this person has put up, so many, But
Maybe there are reasons anyway.
There are reasons, but we're not going through those reasons.
Yes.
This is why, and the other thing that I did not say about marriage, you need to keep confidential issues of the home. But should you have a misunderstanding, you must have a confidant. Confidant is someone who you believe can listen to your issues and then give you a good direction. You should not just open up, you should not come to you saying, this one. No. You should have a confidant. And that confidant should be a person, a role model, somebody who would listen and say, yes, you are wrong, Hajjat, you are wrong, but can you now do this to make sure that your marriage works? And that's why I say commitment. You must
also be able to work at the same time.
Yeah, you need to work. Certainly, you need to work. There are no two ways about it. You need to work.
Indeed. So finally, Hajjat, you do have your appreciations that you want to put out there for, because you said there's no way you can reach where you are in terms of where you've reached as a person, in terms of your work, without people supporting you.
Exactly. We all know that you can never achieve success acting alone. And also success is a journey. It's not a destination. It is a journey. And you walk this journey with people. So even this, I know this is a success, but it's not a destination. It is a journey for me to continue achieving and achieving. There are people who have walked this journey with me who I would like to appreciate. And those people, I divide in 3 groups. I have 2 families. I have my maiden family, that is the Kawase family from Gomba. I would like to appreciate Kawase family from Gomba because they started me from 0 up to where I am, and we continue comparing notes and helping each other. My second family is the Hajjat Ssebyala family. The Ssebyala family got me from Gomba 32 years ago, and he has kept me 32 years. I think he has done a good job. 32 years. Otherwise, if he was pulling me back, there was no way I could have got an award. But he encourages me, he supports me. And at Hajjat Ssebyala's level, we have children. I'd like to appreciate you, my children. Yunus Ssebyala, Umar Ssebyala, Hassan Ssebyala, and all the other children that we have, very many children that I have in the village and everywhere. And my last family is the Insurance Fraternity. The Insurance Fraternity is my family for close to 40 years. I would like to start with the Insurance Regulatory Authority of Uganda, where I'm a deputy chair. The board, chaired by Dr. Nkote, who is also from MOOPS. I'd like to appreciate them for encouraging me and for being such a good board. The other one is management of IRA, Insurance Regulatory Authority. That is led by the CEO, Alhaji Kadunabi Ibrahim. I'd like to appreciate you people very well. Because as a board member, if you do things and management does not take them up. And then the other people within the insurance fraternity is Solomon Rubondo. Solomon is a good friend. He went to Makerere College School like I did. But then he's encouraged me along the way in my insurance journey. And there are other people like Haji Sulaiman Kawesi, who was my first employer. I really cherish that gentleman. He was my first employer. He also gave me an opportunity to study in the UK. He paid the ticket to Uganda Airlines to go to UK to study. He encouraged me. He still encourages me up to now. The other person is Mr. Gordon Sentiba, my second employer in Pan World Insurance. And, you know, so many others. The list is endless. Yeah, sure, and if I have not mentioned you, there are other people who are my friends, say at Uganda Leres, Mr. Kateva, Hope, and everybody. There are other people at in the green world. By the way, I'm also Hajjat Green.
Indeed.
I do a lot of environment work. I actually carried some trees that I'm going to give you before I leave the before I leave
UBC,
now before I leave UBC right now before we end the program. I carried some trees.
Yes, they're going to help us.
Yeah, they will help us bring my back because we need to continue sensitizing our people about environment. If we don't do that, then insurance will not prosper, other industries will not prosper, Uganda and the world. We need to protect the environment. So I have two titles, Mama Insurance Africa and Mama Green, because of environment. So all the people I do environment work with you, I really thank you very much. And please bring the treaties here. Please bring in that nice bag, the green bag, up. So they're all, you'll excuse us in case the chroma has issues, it's all green, so we'll see how that plays out eventually. Yes, and you know, in environment, it is action. We need to take action. If we don't, then we may find ourselves. I carried these trees. This is an umbrella tree. It's highly green, and it will
definitely because of the chroma.
Yeah, so it's okay. So you will plant it. You can call it any name. You can call it Mama Insurance Africa. You can call it Mama Green. You can call it any name, or even UBC. Yeah, and this is a mahogany tree, which I'm giving you because you are a mahogany lady. The way you are interviewing me is a fantastic way. This is a mahogany tree. You can plant it at home. Yes, and make sure that you plant many other trees. This is just to sensitize, to make sure that every activity that you are involved in incorporates environment. Every activity. Because if there was a problem, an earthquake, it will not separate a UBC person from Mama Insurance Africa. So this is why I carried these trees.
Thank you.
But I have so many others that I can give you.
So far, how many trees have been planted? Because
my target is 1 million trees, but I'm not doing very badly. So far, I'm closing 300,000 in Uganda, in Ghana, in Kenya, and everywhere. I'm an international climate champion. So I go on sensitizing, and as I sensitize throughout the world, I even have an award that I did not show you for environment. It's because we are talking about this.
Okay. Well, I'll be handing over the umbrella tree over to my bosses so that we can do the necessary. And this one I'll definitely take home. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. Right here in the studios is Hajjat Afua Kawase Ssebyala, who did scoop the very highest insurance accolade. That is the 2019 Africa Insurance Personality of the Year Award. That is looking at the AIO Hall of Fame, and of course she did bring back the glory back here at home. The first woman, by the way, into the Hall of Fame. So I must say you've really pushed the boundaries. You didn't be the first woman alone in to be a professional insurance. You said, well, I still need to be the first woman.
Yes, into the Hall of Fame. in Africa,
in
but
Africa.
also in the world probably.
Yes.
Yes, because I still have a long journey to take.
Yes, and we do wish you the best of luck. Very good, very well done job so far over the years, and we do appreciate. So the people that are out there watching, male or female, these are the things we need to do to help each other get ourselves to, you know, a bigger place in life. Thank you so much, Hajjat.
Yeah,
I do appreciate it so much. And do not go away, you're still watching UBC Inspiring Uganda Business Today.
Okay.